Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Operation Deadly Omen. Let's see all the new changes for Year 9 Season 1.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Operation Deadly
Is that Emerald
Omen.
Plains?
I'm Camille Salazar-Hadaway,
Kinda
here
looks
to
like
give
it.
you all the details on the first season of
Do you need
Year
me to turn it
9
up,
of
boys?
Rainbow Six Siege. We've got some
turn
big
it up.
updates to shake up the meta, a sinister new operator, and maybe even a special guest at the end.
Can you hear that?
Let's not jinx it.
Let's
to
not
get
jinx
us started,
it.
please
Are you talking
welcome
about Jynxzi?
Creative Director Alexander Karpazes.
They confirmed it there as well. Alright, here we go. Season overview.
Year 9 Season 1 starts with a bang.
Yes, it
and
does.
It's all about Operation Deadly Omen. You'll see huge meta shifts this season, where we're bringing the new shield rework, changes to the attachment system, and much more. The locker system is being introduced, a new way to manage your inventory. The next operator joining our ranks is DEIMOS. Now that he's captured by Team Rainbow, he won't be joining them, but he will be playable. We can't wait for you to see more about him. On top of all of this, we're adding something special to the ranked rewards this season. A super rare headgear for those of you who can climb the ladder and show it off.
Our next topic
is ranked rewards. That is a
After
dope
proving its
change.
mettle on the test server,
Right,
the
here we go.
revamped shield mechanic is
The shield
ready for
rework.
prime time. Game director Joshua Mills is here to present this huge change and talk about the new tactical possibilities.
For every change, guys, I want you to hit a W or an L in the chat if you think it's a good change or a bad change, alright? So if it's a good change, spam W's.
I'd love to take the opportunity to again thank our community for checking out our lab test server. So why are we changing the shields? The current state of the shields has something I saw a comment for this and I thought it was perfect. It was headshot lottery. That's kind of what the hipfire sequence is, where it's just a random headshot can catch you and does not feel good, regardless of what side of the shield you're on. With this package, one of the big things was to make sure that every action a shield operator can have follows a very simple principle. Be defensive. Be defensive 90% of the time. If you want to be offensive, then you got to give something for that. This is the idea that reloading behind the shield is now safe. But if you want to go for the kill and you want to use your weapon, you have to open
This is a
yourself up.
W.
You have to become vulnerable. Obviously, it's reinforcing the fantasy of being the tank of your team. We want you to be able to
do think it's kind of a nerf to blitz,
the territory,
but all the other shield ops, it's a W.
We want you to feel powerful. Right now, we're focusing on the ballistic shields. So this is Fuse, Blitz, Montagne when the shield is not extended. There's a bunch of new things that you can do. One, you can break through full health barricades.
Bandit is talking. He does kind of look like Bandit, to be fair, doesn't he?
Behind your shield. Additionally, you can activate triggerable gadgets from behind the shield, as well as deploy your throwables. You will actually move the shield just a little bit to make sure that arm gets out there. Now that said, your head will always be protected.
That's a dub change.
This is actually what's replacing the hipfire. This means that as Monty, for example, you can approach a doorway and you can look to the left, look to the right,
change.
Check if there's traps. But more importantly, if you're working as a team, you can hold your position while you feed that intel to them. As we can see, attackers and ballistic shields are getting a lot of functionality. They're able to sprint, better rotations throughout the map. But that said, a defender can light up that shield. This will actually stop a
This is how shield operators should always have worked.
One of the key things you can do to start coordinating with your team or setting up for the flanks. With the new addition of the defensive melee, this allows our shield operators to get up close and personal. Something, generally speaking, you don't want to happen. But if it does, you're not out of options. It's important to recognize that whenever you do get hit by a knockback, you have a window of opportunity in which you can light up that shield user. Maybe shoot them in the legs, do
Bandit's
something
elite skin right here.
Again, not a position you want to find yourself in. So it's best to use the suppressor fire to keep them at a distance.
Yeah, you can get Oryx pushed back now with any shield op.
Shields going forward. It sets us up for the opportunity to revisit different parts of our shields, including our extended shields. We'll have a little bit more to talk about later this year.
Blackbeard buff?
While the Siege team continuously works to improve player protection, the launch of a new season is a great time to introduce impactful
Is that what you was hinting at there?
Updates targeting ranked mode and anti-cheat are on the way. And here to tell you more are
anti-cheat update.
Killian Callow and
it's over for you cheaters,
and
man.
Security Director Emmanuel Larue.
Let's go. Let's go. It's a dub right here.
With Deadly Omen, we're introducing new restrictions to play rank.
Okay.
Rank is our most competitive playlist, the place where you compete against other players based on your performance and skill level. The restrictions target two different groups, returning and new players. Siege is a constantly evolving game. The meta changes, there's new operators, new maps, balancing updates, or even gameplay addition. We know it's not a good experience to be with someone in a team who is not aware of the latest game updates. From now on, we will consider a player as inactive when that player hasn't played any regular PvP match for an entire season. When coming back, the inactive player will need to rediscover the game by winning.
So you need to play 5 matches to be able to qualify to even play ranked. So you can't just come back after a month and jump straight into ranked.
A new player is any player who hasn't played ranked before the release of Deadly Omen. From now on, besides the clearance level 50 requirement to play ranked, the new players will need to have in their collection at least 10 attacking and 10 defending operators. The focus of the new restrictions
so you need more than
is
10
to preserve the
ops on each side
competitive
to get into ranked as
while
well.
enhancing the experience for all players.
I think that's a dub change. I think that is a W change.
Ban data is an amazing system. The goal of it is to better detect and act on cheaters that are ruining the game experience of everybody. Right now, we're moving from an old model to a new model that will be based on machine learning. This is a key update for our anti-cheat strategy. We will have conservative threshold to make sure that we're not impacting fair and regular players.
Got a mix of W's and L in the chat right now.
Cheater and the people that are ruining your game experience. We want to clean matches in a proactive way. Our long-term strategy toward cheating and ban on data will be exposed on the year 9 overview. Player protection toward anti-cheat or player behavior are top priority for the project on Siege.
In addition to accumulating razor-sharp skills and finely tuned instincts,
I think that's a W so far. I'm scared for what's coming up next though. I've seen some of the leaks.
We've got a new inventory system to help you make the most of your cosmetic collection.
Interesting.
UX designer Nicholas Joshua Klein.
Yeah, if we can equip different like trousers, boots, gloves, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna flip. I'm telling you.
We're excited to announce a new addition coming to Rainbow Six Siege, the Locker. The Locker is a comprehensive way of
Fortnite.
browsing your entire collection of cosmetics. Players will be able to find their items in different categories, such as appearance, for headgear and uniforms, or weapons, for weapon skins, attachment skins, and charms. Categories hold all items of that type for all operators, and can be sorted by different criteria, such as operator, name, or
so this is just so you can actually just see the skins you have.
Items in more in-depth ways, such as browsing the latest item category, as well as marking items as favorites. Once an item is marked as a favorite, you'll be able to find it in the Locker's own favorites category, as well as on top of your item lists when customizing your operators over in the operators tab.
It's a good change, good change. It's just an addition. It doesn't change anything.
Any item you may have received recently, no matter where it came from.
Okay, so if you open a pack, you don't see what you get. You can finally get it like that.
You'll also be able to access the pack manager from the Locker, right as the first option on the screen. In the following seasons, players can expect more updates coming to the Locker. As always,
so that's how you open alpha packs now. Okay.
In Operation Deadly Omen, you'll want to take
I think that's a dub. I think that's a W.
Big changes are
it's just an addition. It doesn't change the way it already works, I don't think.
Of a fan favorite combo.
ADS.
Combo, you ask? To tell you about that, we'll need game designer Matthew Lacombe.
Is this Jaeger ACOG? Is this Jaeger ACOG? Are we getting ACOGs again?
With Deadly Omen, we're going to upgrade the ADS and the attachment system. We're going to bring this awesome gunplay and gun feel that we have in Siege, and we're going to make it even better. So for the ADS, we're slowing down the time it takes for you to come from the IP to the fully ADS state. This means
slowing down ADS again.
You're in control of an angle, you're going to get rewarded.
Really?
These changes also allow us to have more creativity and more control on what kind of bonus we can give to our attachments. Currently in the game, we have the Universal 1X, the 1.5, the 2.0, 2.5, and 3.0. In Deadly Omen, we're reshuffling them into 4 categories. We're going to have the Iron Sights, the Universal 1X, the Magic Scope, and the Telescopic Scope.
They made the 1.5 into a 2.5.
Iron Sights will have
the 1.5 is gone.
ADSB. Universal 1X will have 5% ADS speed. Magnified scope will have no bonus on the ADS speed, but will in turn provide you with a 2.5 zoom level.
That's a 2.5 times scope 1.5.
No bonus on the ADS speed, but it will have a 3.5 zoom level. We are removing the 1.5. We're going to keep the casing, the object, and we're going to put it in the magnified scope section. As we're changing the optic section, we have to redistribute them. This means that
I don't like this.
Defenders will have limited access to the magnified scope, no telescopic scope there. But on the attacker side, we'll have access to magnified and telescopic scope on mostly all of our operators. So that means Ash, that means the R4C, so if you weren't there back then.
ACOG! On the R4C!
It's such a tactical object, it's this awesome attack.
ACOG! Again! On the UMP!
Justice, right? We're going to change the hipfire bonus into an ADS speed bonus. A 15%
you heard the
bonus. This is huge. But you'll have to be careful though.
So the laser makes you ADS faster.
Two categories that affect the time it takes to go in ADS. While the angle grip is a bit redundant in this current form, what we're going to bring in Deadly Omen is a 20% reload speed bonus. So if you've been keeping up with Siege, well, last year we changed the reload. This is such an important new change for you now. If you thought that reload speed was very spicy for attachment, well, we have the horizontal grip, a new attachment that will be available for our primary weapons. This one will provide movement speed bonus. So if you want to zoom around, that's the one.
No, Ash is going to be a 4-speed.
The one attachment that you want if you
Ash is getting faster.
Recall, but we're making it 15% instead of 20% bonus. As you can see in Deadly Omen, there's tons of changes to the attachment system. I suggest that you go in the shooting range,
complete overhaul.
All of those new options around because you have to try them out.
We're just a few updates away from
I don't know how I think about this.
Operator, DEIMOS.
Oh my god, we got DEIMOS. Let's go.
Director Alexander Karpazes
okay.
with more on what's coming.
I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down.
A big feature for player comfort that's coming this season is pre-visualization of projectiles. These are all the gadgets that are throwable.
Okay.
Aiming, you'll have a pre-vis
Yo, please
trail,
add this to Sense's gadget, man, please.
You'll have a completed arc. For experienced players, this is not about lowering the scope.
This is a W. This is a W.
This is giving you the confidence to set up sights quickly and not to have that moment that we've all had, where you throw a C4, it gets caught on a window.
Oh yeah, you can arc C4s like perfectly now.
We have a lot of gadgets that are throwable, each with its own unique way of being thrown, and this gives a lot more confidence and a lot more power to the player to do the strategy that they want to do. And for those of you who don't want the system turned on, there's always an option to toggle
and you can disable it if you don't like it. So if you don't like it, you can disable it, you know what I mean? Kenzie, she is working.
Rappel is a huge system in Siege, right now. And it's one that's very unique to us. We want to improve it and make sure that it's a lot more
Rappel was fast as fuck.
Especially when it comes to approaching Rappel and exiting Rappel. Making sure it's a lot snappier, that it's more intuitive, and gives you the power to actually play on a wall and take an objective. And
you can rappel faster now.
Work on the mocap
That's a dub.
As well. Making sure that it feels right and also it looks right.
Okay.
Last season in Operation Deep Freeze, we introduced versus AI and the training playlist.
Okay.
This season, we're expanding these modes significantly. With improved AI behaviors, additional operators, and
Can we get T-Hunt back, please?
The dev with those details is technical architect Alex Busby.
Ooh, I wonder what modes we're gonna get. Yeah, if you're new in the chat, leave a like, subscribe, follow if you're on other platforms.
For the versus AI playlist. We're adding 5 new maps to the playlist, meaning players can play against the AI in Chalet, Cafe, Bank, Consulate, and Oregon. The versus AI playlist was introduced last season with 1 map and 5 operators for the defenders to play as. This season, we're adding 5 new maps, and the AI will be able to play as 2 new operators, Melusi and Alibi. On top of that, we're adding 6 new operators that the players can play against the AI as. Players will be able to use Ash, Finker, Buck, Jackal, Lion, and Iana. Yet now in Season 1 isn't just about new content. The AI will be getting better and smarter. And more importantly, they will be less easy to bait. We've analyzed how they play against players and improved our models and our behaviors.
No, I'm not that hyped about this. This is just mid. I'm probably never going to touch it.
The Versus AI playlist is not the only feature that is getting a big content.
You're quitting because there's no 1.5.
The training playlist was introduced last season.
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
This season, we're introducing 4 new maps to this playlist: Skyscraper, Coastline, Border, and Nighthawk.
UMP though, with the ACOG, that looks absolutely fire.
Training playlist. Each season, we'll see more content, better behaviors, more player-like AI, and hopefully positive feedback from the community.
Okay.
This season's operator balancing target is Azami.
Azami's,
and we're
she's
also
nerfed.
making some tweaks to LMGs, which game designer
tweaks to
David
LMGs.
Perpignan
Hold
will tell
on.
you all about.
Okay, this is where it gets interesting, guys.
Azami's ability to reshape the map has changed how defense is played in Siege.
Agreed.
She's brought new gameplay and new strategies, and that's always great, but she's bringing some frustrating situations for attackers. The first one is that keeper barriers can be deployed from afar, and this is causing attackers to have issues destroying them, and the second one is that explosives are the main way to deal with them, and this is causing a lot of stress on attackers' operators lineup and also on the explosives economy. From now on, keeper barriers will be vulnerable to bullets.
This is a W change. I don't think it's going to impact Azami as much as people are going to say. Like, look how many bullets that takes. That's almost a whole mag.
And the Supernova shotgun will require
or like 10 bullets of a DMR.
As always, in balancing, we will keep an eye on these changes and iterate in the future if it's required.
But I think she's still going to be so strong at holding like angles and creating angles that no one else can see.
After the weapon recoil overhaul that we did on year
LMGs
7, LMGs have become less and less used by the players. We want to deploy a set of changes that are based on the main attributes
of LMGs.
Change. LMGs are heavy weapons capable of offering great support fire. We choose 2 main changes for this patch. The first one is that we will review every recoil on LMGs and make them easier to control. You should expect a recoil in between what we had in year 7 and what we have right now.
Okay, so recoil's getting buffed for LMGs. That's a dub as well.
Operators move 10% slower. Remember that we release a new attachment, the horizontal grip, that will help you to increase your speed by a 5%. So this can help you to counter this change.
Okay, so you're going to have to use the new grip on every LMG.
More like a super weapon rather than an entry kill weapon.
Okay.
Now it's time to meet the operator
I don't know.
who gives
It's okay.
Operation Deadly
Here we go
Omen
though. This is the Deimos reveal.
joins the attacking team armed with his vendetta and a gadget to help him track and hunt down his foes. Creative director Alexander Karpazis is here to share the insights.
We got Deimos, boys and girls.
Then we'll go to director of gameplay design Jeremy Carvin and game designer
This is what we're here
Justin
for right now.
Larange Aluwalia for details on Deimos' threatening gadget.
Oh, look at that fucking... Oh, look at that in the background. That is so cool, that artwork.
Deimos is not a new character to the world of Siege. This is somebody that we've been working on for over a year. And we wanted to make sure that this character had teeth, that he still remained a villain even when he was captured. We wanted to give him that half cape. We wanted him to mask his identity.
The cosmetics for this are going to go crazy.
By Bass Reeves, a historical character who could be a sheriff or an outlaw himself.
I don't know who Bass
Reeves
is.
went through a lot of iterations when it came to the mask. We wanted something that kept all of the players guessing who he is, and we went through a dozen of masks that fit the profile of somebody who is always thinking, who is very strategic.
They went for the best mask, I'm not gonna lie, that is the best mask.
This device idea comes from the US military, which has developed a type of nano flying drone that we always wanted to introduce into Siege. These are flying machines shaped as small helicopters, and they are very fast, hard to see, and they can scan and spy quickly what's going on around and detect an enemy. We wanted a device that could create a link between him and his target, and this piece of technology was the perfect element. And Defender, beware,
this looks
because
fire.
when you see this flyer, this is just a matter of time before Deimos shows up.
Kinda looks broken though.
One by one,
not gonna lie.
Every operator dies. That's the promise Deimos made when he made his devastating first appearance last year, and it's a promise he intends to keep. Deimos specializes in hunting down his targets.
Oh, look at the pistol! New revolver!
He's bringing a collection of small probes called Deathmark trackers.
Ooh.
These little machines will seek out their target no matter where they are on the map and relay their location to Deimos and only to Deimos for a period of time. Of course,
so it's like solo Jackal, but more stronger.
Deimos's Deathmark tracker
this is even more broken than I thought it would be.
To his prey, albeit with slightly less information.
Oh, okay.
He'll also restrict himself to his custom revolver for the duration of the hunt.
Okay, wait.
Though as his victims soon find out, that's hardly a disadvantage.
So he reveals himself to the person he's scanning as well.
To use a Deathmark, Deimos first needs to identify a target.
Not as strong
then,
not
by
as
having
strong.
him or his allies scan enemies
Still very
or their
strong
gadgets during the prep phase or action phase.
But not as strong.
This will add them to Deimos' target list. Deimos can cycle through targets using the alternate ability mode input. Once Deimos has his target, he can use
what
the
if you haven't
ability
spotted
button
the defender
to
yet?
toss up one of his
Are you just not able to scan him?
the hunt.
Or is Deimos just going to know
Deimos
who's
will
on
start the
defense?
round with 0 death marks, and then over the course of the round, he will accumulate more until he reaches his maximum of 3. The tracker will take a few seconds to find its target, during which everyone on both teams will be alerted, giving them a chance to prepare for the situation to come. Once the tracker has found its target, the hunt begins.
So there's nothing you can do to get rid of it.
Either the timer runs out, or Deimos.
I have a feeling mute jammers will stop this though.
That said, if Deimos doesn't like the matchup, he can cancel the ability at any time using the Gadget button. To help him on his hunt, Deimos has 2 primary options. The first option is the
look how
AK-74
cool he
M.
looks.
This is a
okay, this is his loadout
magazine,
though.
when all you need
webcam.
is to just rain down bullets on the enemy. Alternatively, he can bring the M590A1.
Good shotgun.
This is the SAS shotgun of choice.
I like the fact we're getting the AK again. Because I never play Nomad, so I never use this gun.
A quick corner peek. The real prize, though, is the big iron on Deimos' hip, the 44 Vendetta.
Ooh.
This brand new revolver is Deimos' signature weapon, and it's easy to see
If you guys
why.
are not watching on YouTube right now, you need to do that.
It's a fast, accurate, and deadly machine of death.
Bro, there is no recoil on that thing.
Is more than enough to kill anything that moves, and with its clean
there is 0
high
recoil
destruction and high mobility, it'll make sure to take down anything in Deimos' path. Deimos comes equipped with either frag grenades or hard breach charges.
Hold on. From Deimos' POV, that is a live tracker of where they are. And for them, they just get pings,
hard breach charges
like a Jackal.
Allow Deimos to bear down on a site once he's secured an area.
Looks very strong.
Deimos will make sure that no one can hide from him. Deimos is a 2-health, 2-speed operator. His balanced approach is made so that he can push aggressively on the enemy without having to worry about taking a stray bullet or 2. Deimos' ability can take one piece of the defender equation off the board.
What the fuck?
He can also weaponize the intel that he provides. A coordinated team can use Deimos' exposed position either as bait or as a misdirect. New players will find that Deimos' kit is quite powerful and very effective at hunting down single targets and taking them out. This can be a bit risky in solo play, but if you coordinate with your team and share that intel...
Bro, look at the damage it does to soft areas.
We can think of operators like Ash, Zofia, Blitz, or Ying. They would all be perfect for that job. Deimos might be able to hunt down operators, but smart defenders will also protect themselves with traps and flanks. Operators who can anticipate or disable traps, like IQ or Thatcher, and flank watch operators, like Nomad and Gridlock, are great additions to make sure that
this looks
Deimos
so
doesn't have to worry
broken,
about
man.
additional variables on his hunt. Deathmarks are small and fast, making it nearly impossible to avoid once they've found you. However, with the right tech, it is possible to hide from them or avoid them entirely. Gadgets
I feel
that
like this
disable
is getting
electronics,
nerfed before
such
it
as
comes to
mute
live
jammers,
servers.
two-brow Zoto canisters can help mask an operator's presence, hiding them from a Deathmark tracker before they find them. If you're too late and already getting tracked, these devices can still help you, though they'll only last for the duration of the disabling effect. If the disabling ends before the Deathmark does, then it'll pick up right where it left off. Vigil is uniquely suited to dealing with Deimos. His ability to deny intel also applies to Deathmark trackers. Deimos is a terrifying operator. His ability to control the flow of
Vigil is a hard counter.
Nobody is safe.
Vigil kind of needed a reason to be played, so
he's a
hopefully this
problem.
makes him better.
He needs to be dealt with.
Now that
Hopefully
you've
this
gotten
makes
all
Vigil
the details
better.
from the devs, let's get some impressions from a special guest. Someone in the community who's played a lot of Siege. And recently played an early hands-on session with
Jynxzi.
Operation Deadly Omen.
We're getting Jynxzi, aren't we?
Please welcome Jynxzi.
Yeah.
Let's do it. This is a sick ass gun. when he's in the right hands, he could be a 10 out of 10 operator because it's going to have that double ping effect, right? The other attackers don't have that ping. So if your communication stays good and DEIMOS can actually call out where the roamers are, you can destroy roamers.
This is fire.
And I can say his secondary was one
I
of the
love
most
how we're
fun
finally
guns
getting
ever.
Jynxzi on the
like,
stream.
I could make so many line of sights through like 3-4 walls. Like
one bullet to open up a wall?
Oh yeah, this op's insane. This op's insane. Key to DEIMOS and what he promotes more than anything is communication and call outs.
Wow.
It's gonna teach players to actually roam with discipline because like recently the ranked meta, not pro league, but the ranked meta is just everyone running around. So that operator would actually shift the meta. When I found out Ash R4C ACOG was coming back, I almost shit my pants. And then like they even brought back Buck ACOG and all the other iconic ACOGs. Castle has an ACOG. So I think next is Jaeger.
All of the OG ACOGs are back.
DEIMOS is so good. I'm out.
You can play the season test server for
we love Jynxzi, man. We love Jynxzi.
Starting next week.
Yep, so we got 1 week, boys. 1 week of test server before this comes to the live servers.
See how devious
how hyped are you?
Really
let me know in the comments.
Whether you're in the test server or just playing as usual, please report issues you encounter to R6Fix for a chance to earn some
this
rewards.
dude's getting nerfed into the ground, boys. Let's be honest.
We're also hyped for the live reveal of Year 9 of Rainbow Six Siege tomorrow at the final
Ladies and gentlemen, the full roadmap reveal is tomorrow.
Here's one more thing to celebrate.
You got one more thing.
New Year.
Ying? This is Ying Elite skin. Yep. Ying Elite skin. Is this a crossover? Is this a reference? Guys, does anyone know? Is this a reference to something? Can someone let me know? Augmented reality elite set. There we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the reveal. I'm going to stream again tomorrow and we're going to react to the full roadmap for next year. So if you guys are hyped to see what we have not only for next season, but throughout the whole of next year, then make sure you hit that dub, alright? Now, if you guys are new around here, leave a like, subscribe. I'm going to end stream now and make a video. So TikTok, thank you for watching. Hello, Ted. Goodbye, Ted. Yeah, I'm going to go make a video now and I got to do it quick. So I love you all. Thank you for watching.
Operation Deadly Omen
subscribe,
coming
leave a like.
very,
Let's go.
Very soon.